Let's discuss diagnosis according to the 6 stages, 4 levels, and the San Jiao. We have the historical overview. The 3 diagnostic theories, diagnosis according to the 6 stages, diagnosis according to the 4 levels, and diagnosis according to San Jiao, are 3 separate theories that explain how diseases arise and develop after the body has been invaded by exogenous pathogenic qi. The 3 theories explain both the mechanism of the disease, and at the same time, they are used as a template to determine the level and location in the body where the pathogenic qi is present. The theories are used to analyze the relative strength of the pathogenic qi in relation to the body's Zheng qi, the anti-pathogenic qi, as well as giving an idea of the direction of the disease is moving in, whether there is an improvement or deterioration in the condition. Disease is a dynamic process. It is something which is constantly changing and developing. This means that the treatment strategy must also be something that is being constantly adapted to match the situation, taking into account the current situation and in which direction the disease is developing. The 3 theories are not contradictory and are used in different situations, depending on, among other things, the character of the pathogenic qi. The theories can sometimes also be used alongside each other or consequently depending on how the situation develops. It requires flexibility in one's mindset and the ability to let go of the Western medicine either or mentality. For the historical overview, even though the 3 diagnostic approaches of the 6 stages, 4 levels, and San Jiao all charts the development of imbalances resulting from the invasion of exogenous pathogenic qi. The first approach is more than 1,500 years older than the other 2 theories. The oldest theory, which still has great relevance to this day, is the theory of the 6 stages. This theory was formulated by one of the Chinese medicine's most important figures, Zhang Zhong Jing, in 2020 CE in the classical text Sang Han Lun, Discussion on Cold-Induced Diseases. This book is still one of the cornerstones of Chinese medical education in China. The herbal formulas from this book are still some of the most used prescriptions today. Sang Hong Jing analyzed how the initial symptoms of an invasion manifest and how the symptoms develop depending on the relevant strengths and relationship between the body's Zheng qi and the pathogenic qi. Describes how disease can develop from exogenous pathogenic qi penetrates via the energetic aspect of the body that are defined by the 6 great channels and their corresponding organs. Taiyang being the most superficial and exterior aspect, and Joyin the deepest. Zhang Zhong Jing explained the body's febrile reaction and the corresponding heat signs as the result of the struggle between Zheng qi and pathogenic qi. What had been the catalyst in the development of Zhang's work was that within 10 years, 2/3 of the inhabitants of this village had died in epidemic, especially cholera. This made it both imperative to find cures, but it also provided a rich basis for observing how diseases evolve, how the symptoms change from day to day, and observing whether various treatment strategies work in practice. Even though the treatment approach set forth in the Sanghan Lun was very effective, there were, however, also holes in the theory, and this became more and more apparent, especially around 14 to 1500 CE, when China was plagued by several epidemics, including the bubonic plague. Sang Han Jun's theory assumed that the body had been exposed to climatic influences, especially cold. His theories could not explain how people could infect each other just by their mere proximity to each other. it could also not satisfactorily explain how symptoms manifest with heat from the very beginning. Ye Tian Shi devoted his life to studying febrile diseases. His theories were published after his death in the classic text Wen Bing Lun, the classic of heat diseases. In this model, disease is differentiated in relation to four energetic levels. The deeper the level, the more severe the condition. It introduces for the first time the concept that exogenous pathogenic qi can be transmitted from person to person, and that exogenous pathogenic qi can invade the body via the mucous membranes in the mouth, nose, and genitals. The invading pathogenic qi will be energetically hot from the beginning, which means that the symptoms manifest as heat and rapidly injure the fluids in the body and injure yin. The theories in Wen Bing Lun were further developed in the book Wen Bing Tiao Bian, the text on differentiation and treatment of heat disorders, written by Wu Ju-tong in 1798 CE. In his work, heat disorders and their development are analyzed in relation to a SANJIAO model instead of four energetic levels. Thank you for your attention.